you again. Boy, we're in a gloomy, rainy kind of week here happening down on Melbourne Beach, but that's all cool. I have to get this light a little bit so my eyes aren't like freaked out. There's just nothing I can do about that today.
I almost forgot about y'all.
So yeah, I'm in healing mode. Boy, what a loser weekend for Philly teams. The Phillies lost the first playoff game on Saturday. Our Eagles dropped their first game of the season on Sunday. So, but I got faith. We're on the rebound today. Let me just do a quick check here just to make sure we're up and we're live and everything is good. It appears we're all good. Let me see here. Yeah, we're all good. Good news. So, yeah, another week of adventures for us. Whoops, some more exciting than others. I just lost my iPad here, and so we're going to jump right in. We've been here for a couple weeks now, and one of the things that I discovered in this particular, if I move this way, there we go. One of the things I've discovered in our traveling is that I don't feel the results of traveling the day after. We can be on the road for 5 or 6 days, doesn't matter. 2 or 3 weeks, it doesn't matter. The first day, I get a good night's sleep, I feel good. But another 24 hours, like 48 hours after, is when I feel the drag of it. And this past week was basically week number 2, and both of us were just kind of under the weather a little bit. And I don't know what it is, but
the retired life is exhausting.
Susan brought up this really cool idea. Maybe there's something in the water. Getting used to the water, and there are places in the world that are like that.
Yeah.
Every city's got their own treatment way to deal with water. And water, I guess I really sound like a Philly boy, don't I? Sorry about that.
That's how we can tell where we're from.
You can't take the water out of the Philly boy. Anyhow, so I don't know if it was about that or not, but we kind of just leaned on God a little bit of prayer, and just kind of moved through it. 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast all your anxieties on Him because He cares for you." And it seems. I mean, sometimes we could think, man, there's all the stuff going on in the world. Good Lord, does He care about the fact that, we're not operating on 100%? But, He does. Mm-hmm. He does. He loves us that much. I wrote this thing in my notes as a reminder for today from the beginning of the week, under the weather. And I thought, it's a weird kind of saying, because can you be over the weather? Under the weather, over the weather. So, I did a little research on it, and it actually is a naval term from way back when. It started off as just a naval term for seasickness, that they would send you below deck under the weather when you were sick and unable to do your chores or your job.
Makes sense.
So that's where it came from. And although that wasn't necessarily where we weren't under the deck because of seasickness. That terminology has grown in the 19th and 20th century and 21st,
I mean, think about it. Under the weather,
century.
You're under the sunshine. You're under the snowflakes.
Well,
you're
that way,
under the rain. You're
that way. We're always
in
under.
the wind.
That's what I meant. We're always under the weather. We're not. But this cleared it up for me, and hopefully it cleared it up for you if you worry about those things like I do. Our Bible study has kept us in the book of Romans. We've kind of slowed down to a crawl because there's just so much stuff in the book of Romans
So
that
much. I
you
love
don't
it.
want to rush over. And earlier in the week, I did a couple days on Romans 8:28, and I think I actually did a even song based on that last week. And I read this really cool thing, and I read so many different commentaries now. I don't remember which one, and I really should. But there was this idea that if we believe that everything works together for the good, how can we ever find ourselves in a place where we're complaining about something that God's doing in our lives? When it always refers back to the biggest sacrifice is way beyond anything that we're going to be asked to do here in our lifetime. And when we do question it, we're questioning God's work, really disrespecting Him in a way. And I think I looked it up. I don't remember now, but we see that where Jesus wept 3 times in the Bible. One being Martha and Mary, because Martha didn't understand that Jesus was going to bring Lazarus back. Another time when Jesus is weeping for Jerusalem, who don't understand, and also on Calvary. All 3 times that Jesus wept was because he wept for people that didn't understand. And I'd written in my notes that, weeping for but not with those that don't understand. We don't want to necessarily weep with those who don't understand, but we certainly want to weep for those who don't. I said that wrong. Weeping with.
Yeah, I was talking
weeping, weeping for but not with.
Yeah.
Those that don't understand. That's where I was headed with that. Glad I could confuse you. Also, Susan's high point of the week was a walk on the beach. We got up and had a nice early. I love getting up early to walk the beach, preferably at low tide, because high tide, Lord only knows what condition the surf's going to be, and sometimes the angle gets rather like 45 degrees,
It's a little hard to walk.
and it's a little hard on the knees as you get older.
Yeah.
But it was low tide. We had just a beautiful walk, and on the way back, I don't even know what I caught. I stepped on something that it could have been a nail for the kind of pain that I was in the ball of my feet, in that little tender spot right beyond the ball on my right foot, and I immediately couldn't put any weight. And what I attempted was a kind of a cartwheel type of thing. It was ill-fated.
A graceful rollover.
It definitely was comical.
Because I'm always like 10 feet behind him, I see in front.
The thing is, she's constantly taking video and pictures, and I cannot believe that she didn't catch this thing.
I know.
I heard her yelling from a half a block behind me, and all I wanted to do was get in the water, get my foot in the water, and then see if it was bleeding. And
I just didn't know what was going on.
I have no idea what it was. But it made me think Romans 12:3, right? For by the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, not to think of yourself more highly than you ought to think of yourself, but to think with sober judgment, each according to the measure of faith that God has assigned. Okay, I'm kind of massaging. I may be spinning a little bit, but in a good-natured way. I'm not preaching on us thinking too highly of ourselves physically and physically, health wise, thinking that we're in shape and that as we become elder statesmen and seasoned individuals that
full of wisdom,
we're not capable, still very capable of making complete fools of ourselves.
Yeah.
So anyhow, it's a great start to the week, right? We feel kind of blah, and then I go out and have this, we finally have a day where we feel good, and I go out and act foolishly.
He falls down.
I'll tell you the coolest thing was I felt chest pain, not heart attack chest pain, but pulled muscle.
No.
Chest pain across here that evening, but I woke up Thursday morning and felt fine, and I've been fine since. So hopefully
You're good.
Hopefully I'm good. I don't know. See, Tuesday night I was personally off enough that I actually missed my my small group with the men that I love so much. So I really was not in a good place. But
I have to tell you something.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The assistant producer, or should I say the executive producer, just got in my ear. And I don't have my earpiece in either, so that I'm guilty of skipping over
forgetting the leadway,
the opening question that has become such an important part of what we're doing, and this is the third week now that this is really important, and so I will throw it out there now and let you kind of just kind of think about it a little bit. What do you call an alligator wearing a vest? And
no.
Oh my God. Don't mind her. I don't know what she's talking about. She had her headphones on before we started today.
I forgot it was Monday.
She was sleeping on the back. I have no. 3 times I told her, "Are you doing this with me or not?" Or you just gonna
like.
I have no idea what she was listening to, and I'm starting to worry now because she's like.
I'm out there. It's the rain. It's been raining all day. When you're in Florida and you don't have sunshine for a day, it's okay. When you don't have it for 2 days, when you don't have it for 3 days, you're done. Right.
I'm doing a little better.
Okay.
Now, not good, but I'm a little bit more on the task.
Oh Lordy.
On Thursday I did feel well enough to go to my men's group, and you went to your Bible study.
Yes, it was great.
It was great.
It's always wonderful to be with my Christian girls.
Did you lead this week, or did someone else?
No, Sherry led. Sherry's finishing up her book. We're like, everybody's starting to, we usually have around a good 12, and we're starting to all filter back. So each week it seems like there's another person. This week there was 5. Last week there was 4. So
yeah, I'm so happy.
Tripling in.
I'm so happy for their group, because a lot of times when Susan and a friend kind of led the group last year, this group really blossomed and really took root in January of last year. And as it's coming up on its first year anniversary in a couple months, when Susan and her partner left to go north, there were maybe 2 or 3 women that were left that were here all year round.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's when groups kind of stop or falter a little bit, and they didn't. They kind of picked up the mantle and ran with it. And now next month or so, when people start filtering back in here, and as their group starts to expand again, they're going to have 4, maybe 5 leaders in the group to switch off and have different voices and have the Spirit work in different ways. And
which is just how Jesus wanted it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It's kind of what has happened on Tuesday nights. Our Tuesday nights group was for young men, but it was really being run by my good seasoned friend Greg, and when that season kind of came to a close in the end of May, and I went north, and everything. It was a chance for the same thing to happen there, but the young guys decided, you know what? I think we want to start
Leading
planning
too, right.
planning the message each week and stuff. And it again, just same thing blossomed again because there's all these different voices, and God has an opportunity to speak through each one of us, and the group is so much better for that. One of a brother of mine, a good brother of mine, Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, someone came in late, and this young guy came in late, and he apologized when he came in and sat down, and he said to him, no, this isn't an obligation, this is an opportunity. And I thought, man, that's really sweet. What a great way to look at it. All day long, we have these moments where we can get off, we cannot see clearly. There's a group of people who love to protest, maybe half a mile from our church, across the street from a marketplace that we visit after our coffee and sweet date on Sunday mornings.
After church,
and as we drove by, they were yelling and being louder than they had to, and they got under Susan's skin a little bit. And immediately I remembered what he said, and I just kind of stopped her and said, it's not your obligation to listen and to read what they're doing. It's an opportunity to ignore them and pray for them if you don't agree. Even if you do agree, still no obligation to roll down your window and scream and yell or anything, or blow the horn. But there's an opportunity there to be God's.
You're right.
You're
right.
And that's the benefit of having a significant other, in our case, where we're both
trying to help the
on
other
the
when
journey. We're both
out.
believers on the journey, trying to reel each other in once in a while.
Trying to calm the other down.
Yeah, the other thing that came out of Thursday morning for me was this statement that it's not what I want to do in my life, but what does the other person need me to do. We were really digging deep into Ephesians 5:21 and about the relationship between husband and wife, and as we were sharing different stories of how we met and different stories of how we continue to have a dating life when the house is crazy and you're working 2 or 3 jobs and your kids are still in there, and even though we're on the other side of that now, our kids are out of the house, they're still in our life every day with phone calls and things, especially when things aren't going well. So it's real important for us to still have a relationship, to nurture our relationship together, and to not get lost in that. And I thought that line was great, man. It's not what I want to do in my relationship with Susan. It's not what I want to do, but what does she need me to do? And I don't mean that. If I could pick like a specific example where on our drive through with this group of people, right? When I see her getting tensed up, I can go at it with well, I'm gonna be the fixer. I'm just gonna say something and that's going to be it. But that may not be what she needs from me at that moment. She may need me to be the one that just listens and lets her complain or let her vent. Yeah, it's a better word, to get it out. My Bible verse for this was from Galatians 2:20. Paul says, I've been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. And that's the place where we want to be when we're dealing with each other. We want to be, we want to be living in Christ when we respond to each other's needs at any given time. So,
yep.
Which leads me into Friday.
Uh-oh.
It was my favorite day of the week. I've entitled this little section and this is called The Betrayal. I want you to think about, like the Judas kiss, the betrayal. And there are different stories in the Bible of people who were betrayed. And I just jotted some down here. Joseph's brothers kind of betrayed him. David's son rebelled against him. And Jesus' closest friend denied him, right? 3 times, denied knowing him. But the Bible never pretends that this pain is small. Instead, it shows that honest lament is holy, right? David wept. Job protested, definitely. Jesus himself cried out when he was deserted. Yet, disappointment does not have to become despair. Joseph said to his brothers, "You meant evil, but God meant it for good." Jesus forgave Peter and restored him. And Paul, after parting ways with Barnabas, still found new partners for his mission. So even when human love fails, God's love remains steadfast and can write a bigger story from our hurt. So when you feel betrayed or let down, you can pour out your heart to God, because He can handle your grief and anger. You can tell who was betrayed. She's laughing. I was betrayed. You could seek
never
grace.
on purpose, never.
You can seek grace to forgive, even if trust must be rebuilt slowly. And you can set wise boundaries where needed, while refusing to let bitterness define you. And above all, you can rest in God's faithfulness. His love will not fail when others do. The betrayal, subtitled The Pretzel Incident. Now, you have to understand. You ruined it. You ruined it.
Oh no!
You ruined
I
it.
betrayed him again.
You ruined it. I don't know.
Did you see it?
She
Wait,
never
cut.
comes. She never comes to the production meeting. She's back there sleeping.
It was raining. There's a beautiful nap. Go ahead.
I've enjoyed this whole week.
They
I
didn't
was
see
so
that.
surprised. We have. If you could see in our closets, I'm a simple man. I have. In our pantry, I have maybe a quarter of the space, and Susan has like 3/4.
I like variety.
And I don't, it's not because I love her so much that I say, take all this space. It's because she enjoys a wide palette of things during the course of the week, where I have 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, you have
and
4.
I enjoy them. I enjoy them. But I admittedly, I'm a simple man when it comes to that, and it doesn't matter why. I just am. I can't believe we're talking this much about the subject, but this was
There's
fun.
a big deal in our family.
But this was funny.
I was
This was
so
funny.
sad and so upset.
It was late at night, and I just needed one more thing, and it was I don't know this happened on Friday night. Yeah, this happened on Friday night. I don't know what we were watching, but we're watching TV, and I got my snack lined up. I know that I'm going to have this.
He knows it when he wakes up in the morning.
I know
he
I have
plans
this
it out.
particular snack ready to go, and I knew how many of these flip sides. They have the pretzel on one side and like a Ritz cracker on the other, and I knew how many I had left, and I love them with peach jam, and I knew exactly. They were broken pieces now, but there were like 4 servings left.
No, there wasn't 4 servings left. I don't think there was 4 servings left. There was like maybe.
She don't seem so sure of herself anymore.
They were pieces.
5 crackers is a serving. And there were about 20
Well, that's
crackers
ridiculous.
broken.
I'm not eating them anymore. That's nuts. That's ridiculous. 5 crackers.
Anyhow, so long story short, I went to the pantry, I opened up the door, and they weren't there.
I feel
I turned around, and I said, "Did you eat my crackers, my pretzels?" And she said, "Well, there were just a little left. I had them as a snack. I said, there's 4 servings in there."
Remember, there's 4 serving. That's ridiculous.
So I went quiet. I went dormant. I went quiet, man. I went offline.
I was so scared.
And we both do that. We both go offline when one of the others does something where we go, what? And we just kind of go offline for a bit, and I don't know what she does, but
that would really, is that really a betrayal, though?
I'm in prayer right away with these things, because obviously
they're
pretzels, and I would never make it into a big thing. I had to resolve in my own head that
it was a pretty big deal.
Man, she knows I only have 2 things that I eat late at night, and she ate my pretzels out, and so
I was sitting right in front of you when you were eating them. That's when I was eating them.
I don't watch what you eat. I really don't.
Okay.
I'm not concerned with that. I'm only concerned with what I eat. Oh, I know it's no big deal, but it was the fun part of my week.
Is that really a betrayal, or is that a mistake on my part? It's more of a mistake, right, than a betrayal. Was that really a betrayal?
It's probably a different podcast.
Okay. I'll be at the meeting for that one.
Probably.
Oh, Lordy.
It was.
Yeah, I felt really bad.
It was. I know you did.
I couldn't even speak. I was just like coloring in my book. Kept coloring. Watching TV.
This is it. We're done. Where are we at here? Watching. I can show you meds that you're taking right now, can't I?
Yeah, sure.
So,
there's no secrets with me.
We've had. It's no secret that the past 2 summers that Susan's had fortunately, very little skin cancer things that she had to have worked on. And this year, when we were there, the doctor said, look, I've got a cream that I'm going to recommend because it's proactive in fighting the cancer, so that we don't have to do this every year. Because the procedure is nothing, but the healing is
ridiculous.
Is
horrible.
Long. I can only.
You have to get cut, and then you can't get stitched. We won't go any further.
Galatians 6:2 says to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. And it's really hard for me to see her having to deal with to suffer with anything. And there's a certain amount of suffering with this cream because it dries out the skin, and she's dealing with it. We tried to pick it's for 4 weeks, and we tried to pick 4 weeks when it would be less. It would be less in the face of everybody else, because it's the first time she's taken this thing on her lip. You can't even see it. Thankfully, it's a blessing that you can't see it at all. But she can feel it. It's what she has to go through. The suffering is in this little bit of, I don't even call it a little bit of pain. I'm not going to. It's pain, and I'm seeing her suffer with it. And yesterday, as I was suffering through the second loss of my Philly teams late in the afternoon, and we were getting ready to have dinner and stuff, I just saw what she was going through, and it just kind of, it's a reality check, you know. Certainly for somebody who loves sports as much as I do. I mean, I love the fact that it's probably the one thing, especially football games, that it's 3 hours where I'm escaping this world. I'm escaping all the darkness of this world. I don't bet on the games. I'm not somebody that's betting on players and all that. Man, I love the sport. I love the strategy. I love the competition. And I go into it knowing we could win, we could lose. It's a part of me that hopes that God's an eagle fan. I know how foolish that is. Although my pastor Kevin would probably think he's,
Wish otherwise.
I know more that guy's got some red in him, some Ohio State colors in him. We all sometimes show our sport colors from time to time.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it's probably been the things that have been the most important listening. Well, let me just add the last thing today. This morning, as I was tuning in on the radio, I heard somebody say that we need to be ready so we don't have to get ready. And I thought, we need to be ready so we don't have to get ready. I thought that preaches. That preaches. Luke 21:36. Stay awake at all times, praying that you may have strength to escape all these things that are going to take place, and to stand before the Son of Man. We need to be ready for when darkness enters into our world. We need to be ready when we have an opportunity to speak up. So I just wanted to leave that last before we get off here. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. It's an Eagles linebacker, Seth Joyner, that shared that this morning. I don't know where he got it from. I think he got it from a coach of his. But nonetheless, it's a worthy piece of, it's a worthy little idiom type of thing that we could pass on to others. So in summary, I like to do this. There's each day this week was something a little bit different. Number one was health issues. 1 Peter 5:7 as we were trying to get our health back. Number two was compassion for understanding. A little self-deprecation on my part about my attempted and ill-fated and comical
rollover.
Yeah.
Very gracefully done.
Three was really about servanthood. Second, Galatians 2:20. Number four was betrayal. Psalm 27:10. I don't know if did I ever get to the piece of scripture from that. 27:10. Where's my scripture for that? Psalm 27:10. Look, check out Psalm 27:10. I don't have it down here, but that's kind of where I was leaning on. Bearing burdens, bearing the burdens of loved ones and friends around you, and just anyone around you that's not operating on 100%. Galatians 6:2, and lastly from Luke 21:36 to be ready so that you don't have to get ready. I didn't check here to see if anybody actually figured out. Let me put my glasses back on so I can actually see. I don't see there's any.
The alligator.
I don't see any comments here
vest.
on my what do you call it site. So maybe there's some responses on the other on the YouTube version or my profile page. But the answer to what do you call an alligator wearing a vest? It's written right here.
Oh, an investigator.
Crocodile. I thought.
I got confused with.
Where's she going with the crocodile, folks? Journal. Each week, pick a day of the week, Saturday, Sunday. Go back, pick out that one thing each week.
Get those thoughts out of your
that
head.
one opportunity, that one moment, that one place where you saw or felt God's fingerprints the most, and enjoy the journey. Right? Journal it. Enjoy the journey. Until we see you next week. Pray on as always. We love you.
Monday.
God bless.